Hi, I'm Annie Botticelli, and this is the Storyteller Forecast for Pisces for August 2015. Go to my website, aspiritualspark.com, where you will find more about my personal live coaching. You'll find more about my 28-day virtual coaching program called Shine, which is available on a sliding scale. And you will see more about my new classes. The first one is called Unleash Your Money Magnet. And it is very exciting. These webinars are very exciting, and you can see the full current listing when you go to my site and click on classes and webinars. While you're there, sign up for my free email newsletter and become part of my community. You definitely get perks and things that other people don't know about or have accessibility to. So check it out. We've got a lot going on this month, as we always do. We have a lot of things going on just in August. But we also have things that are going on in September that are going to be affecting us in August. So let's just go and talk about everything. We have, let's see, from the start of the month, we have Saturn going direct. That happens on August 2nd. So now it's going to start moving again forward back into Sagittarius, and all of those lessons with bringing big dreams to fruition, taking the necessary steps to get to the bigger picture. That's going to become very much back in full force and is going to be there for several years. Now, that theme of breaking things up into measurable steps is going to be current as an undercurrent for Pisces and for everybody for a long time, but specifically for Pisces in this month, and for some of you later degrees, this is going to follow over very much into September as well. And then there's another long-term transit, which is Jupiter, which has been in your 6th house of Virgo, and Jupiter is going to be moving into the sign of Virgo now. So all of these specific smaller details for this bigger picture are all focused on you breaking big things up into measurable steps and looking at the things you can do every day to become better organized. There is a huge grouping of planets in your 6th house. We've got Venus there, we've got Jupiter there, we have Mercury there, we have the Sun there. Some of you middle degree placements don't have all of those there yet, and actually for you early degree placements, you're about to have Mars there also. Some of the middle degree placements have some of those planets, but not all of them, and some of the later degree placements have a few of them, but not the rest yet. So this is going to be staggered, but anything that I'm talking about now is either going to be current for you in August, or that's going to be getting stronger into September. So it's relevant for everybody. It's just a matter of the time being staggered as to when it's going to be more of the focus for you. The 6th house is really important to understand always, but especially this month, because besides all these things that I just listed, we also have, all of you will have a new moon. The new moon in Leo on August 14th is going to also be in this 6th house. So for every planetary transit or event that is moving in this sector, there's another layer of what is going on there. You can liken this to a party. I always think about this as a party. And each of the planets are like the people at the party. And they're different. They have their different personalities. And we would call the sign that they're in the mood. Okay, so they're in a certain sign, and most of these are in Leo, at least for part of the time, and then they're going to be moving on into Virgo, but the sign is the mood that they're in, and the mood they're in is festive. It's Leo. You know, it's bold, it's creative, it's saucy, it's, you know, very vibrant and energetic. So there's these vibrant, these players at this party who are very vibrant, and they all have their different personalities. And Venus is the person there who just wants to talk about love and beauty and money. And Jupiter is there, and Jupiter wants to talk about expansion and growth and optimism. And then Mercury is there, and Mercury wants to talk about talking about things and communicating and expressing. And the Sun is there, and this is a spotlight. It's going to focus on the strengths and the weaknesses and the challenges and the opportunities. And then Mars is there, and Mars is this, like, what do we do? Let's take action. What are we going to take action on? So you've got all these things with these personalities all in this 6th house, or soon to be in this 6th house. So the 6th house rules your day-to-day life. It's called the house of mundane reality. It's the things that are your everyday world, and for different people that's different. Now, commonly there are certain things there like work, your work life, your office stories, you know, your job itself, like your career is in the 10th house, But your job, like the day-to-day things, you're going to work things, those are in the 6th house. So workday, you know, dramas in the workplace, romance in the workplace. All of these can be very current, especially in this month, because Leo brings drama, Leo brings energy, and Venus is there. And Venus can bring romance or something involving love, or it can involve money also, more money. People who are self-employed, you might find that you're super slam busy, crazy busy. If you're involved with animals, you might find you have a lot of work with animals. If you have pets, you might find there's a lot going on with your pets. And if you don't have pets, you may soon have pets because of all this energy there, especially this new moon opening up this energy. Just something new, a new window opening. Also in this sector is your diet. This is something that you do every day. It's your diet, your lifestyle. So there's a tremendous amount of focus on your diet, on your lifestyle. There's new windows being opened. So even though Jupiter on August 11th is going to officially move into Virgo, and this is big news whenever a planet that's an outer planet, it takes longer to get around, changes a sign, it is relevant and something different is going to be bringing. But from the perspective of your solar chart for your horoscope, not all that much really starts to change except for the earlier placements. Like you really early placements, you're going to have Jupiter after all this last year of expanding this house of day-to-day work and pets and diet and lifestyle and bringing all these opportunities. You're going to be having Jupiter move into your 7th house of relationships, of romance, of marriage, of business connections, you know, any one-on-one relationships. But you middle to later degree placements, even though Jupiter is going in the sign that rules your 7th house, you're not going to have it really go into your 7th house and start really accentuating it until later. It's staggered. Again, everything is staggered. Depending on your placement, it's either happening now or it's coming soon or it's coming in a while. For you very late degree Pisces placements, you're not going to have Jupiter going into your 7th house of romance and relationships until next summer. Next spring, next summer, you know, so it's staggered that way. But what comes when Jupiter expands the relationship sector for many people is your person comes in, you reach an expanded state with the relationship you already have. Many people either meet someone or then get engaged to someone they were with, or then get engaged to someone they just met or whatever. And some people will get married, some people will have children, some people will start business relationships. This is going to become much more probable as Jupiter moves into your 7th house, because Jupiter expands everything. It's, you know, it's excessive. It's the planet that rules Sagittarius. And we know Sagittarius is just like big and expanded and all over the place. And wherever it goes, it just brings more of and amplified versions of what's there. So if you imagine the energy of adding to, right now it has been adding to your energy of work. You're adding to your energy of diet, of lifestyle, of yoga, of meditation, of habits that you do every day. It's been adding to your pets or animal work. It's been adding to, you know, your business if you're self-employed, or your busyness at work. Now it's going to start the energy of moving to add to your relationship. So like I said, if you don't have one, a relationship gets added. Then sometimes while the transit's still happening, I remember when this was like a typical situation for me, when Jupiter was in the same place for you early degree placements as it was for me, I got engaged and then my daughter came in. I was pregnant. Okay, so my relationship that had been present for a while got added to in these two big ways while Jupiter was transiting. Other things that can happen during Jupiter in the 7th house is your one-on-one relationships expand astronomically. This also is happening when I started doing these horoscopes, which is several years ago now. But the connections that I had with people one-on-one just expanded so far beyond what I had ever experienced before. And that is what is in store for Pisces energy. If you are planning on going out on your own and you need clients, this is your best friend. If you have a business already and want to expand your business, this is your best friend. So again, depending on your Pisces placement, this is either going to, you've already been feeling it for your early placements in the last, you know, the several months before August, you would have already started to see this brewing. For the rest of you, it's coming. So, but still there's all this energy in the 6th house, and everything is cumulative in astrology. One house adds onto the next house, adds onto the next house, and we're supposed to be learning lessons as we have a focus in one area that help us when we get to the focus on the next area. So all this energy has been focused in the 6th house, and that's preparing you. It's a foundation for having all these things added to with your relationships. But what you need to get straightened out first, which is the theme of August, is using your energy efficiently. Making sure your environment is satisfactory to you, making sure your workplace dynamics are comfortable and you're happy. You know, many people are going to have just really good news about their workplace, really good news about something in their surroundings. Maybe someone who's been aggravating the crap out of you leaves, or, you know, maybe you get a boss that's just like amazing, or, you know, there's a lot of energy going on in the area of making your day-to-day experiences better. So this has everything to do with cutting dead weight. If you're putting a lot of energy into something and it's not fulfilling to you, you have to make different decisions. And this is what's being called to question with this transit. So even things like clutter and having systems, you know, for things building up, you can get new systems in place. You can organize your house. This is a fantastic time to organize your desk, get a better system. Even if it's computer systems, you know, not that I recommend spending a bundle of money in August because Venus is still in retrograde. Oh, and by the way, Venus went retrograde July 25th. It's going to be retrograde till around September 7th. The shadow period is all of July, and the shadow period, and it goes almost all the way through September. So we're very much entrenched in Venus retrograde. And this is very important because one of these transits in your 6th house is Venus, but it's in retrograde. So there's a lot of different implications for that. I highly recommend you go on my YouTube channel and search for Venus retrograde, the video that I just did, because I go into a massive amount of details about Venus retrograde that I don't have time to cover in each of the videos. But you'll want to know for sure that information. You don't want to miss that. You have to listen to that video. Okay, so certain things involving spending a lot of money or making certain business decisions, you might want to hold off on the big things, but small things like how you can use your energy more efficiently, you know, and that also includes your health. This is a huge, huge time for you assessing your health. Some of you may have had health problems come up, and that's the catalyst for this research into your health. Some of you might have had someone close to you affected by something health-wise, and that's the catalyst. Or maybe you just have a new fervor because all this energy is in this house of health, but this is one of your best times to get healthy. So this is really exciting. And for all of you who are not very early degree Pisces, so that's most of you, you're still going to have a while with Jupiter still accentuating your 6th house of health. So this beneficial energy of this longer term transit of Jupiter is going to be giving you a lot of opportunities involving your health. Okay, so then we have on August 29th, we have a full moon in Pisces. This is a full moon in your sign. Anytime there's any kind of event in your sign, it carries more weight for you. Some of you early degree placements are going to experience this full moon energy in your 1st house and very close to your ascendant, which is always very powerful. Anything that happens near your ascendant always sends waves of energy to what I call the big 4. So you early degree placements, maybe some of the early middle degree placements are going to have this full moon happen right on or very close to your ascendant. The ascendant rules your physical body. Again, this could be considered another house of health, although it's not directly. The 6th house is the house of health and the 1st house is the house of your physical body, but you can see how they would be linked. So some kind of fullness happening with your health, something happening there where you, and this could be mental health, this could be emotional health, this could be spiritual or physical health. And when you have something happen on the 1st house cusp, it kicks a 180 degree angle to the 7th house cusp, which is all about your relationships. So something significant there. Then it kicks a 90 degree angle up to your 10th house cusp, which is your career, work, and life purpose. And then it kicks a 90 degree angle down to your 4th house cusp, which rules your home and family. So that's the big 4. You know, it's like one of those is affected, all of those is affected. Everything is like a cascade. And so leave a little space around the full moon. That's what I always say, you know, we don't know what's going to happen. Several days before you might feel the full moon. By the time the full moon happens, you're already over it. That's what happens with me usually. For you, the rest of you middle to later degree Pisces placements, you're going to have this happen in the 12th house. This is the house of Pisces. And this is a very challenging place to have a full moon because this is the house of your subconscious. So this is also the house of your fears. And so you could have a lot of fear come up. This could be a very terrifying time for you. Just remember that there's a good chance that a lot of the fear that's coming up may not actually be real. It may be threatened, but it might not be real, or it might seem worse than it is, because this is like, I always think of Harry Potter when I think of this particular house and events like this, you know, where it's like he's battling himself. Right? We all are only really battling ourselves, but the fears that come up that are so overwhelming, and it's like happening in your mind, like it's happening in his mind, you know, that's what this full moon is like. So fears, real and imagined, will likely come to the forefront. Now, if you're a person who just wants to know what's going to happen with astrology, and you're not interested in doing any inner work or making your life better at all, then we could say, well, that's going to be super emotional, it could be really difficult, it could be a challenging time, and leave it at that. But you know, I'm not that person who would just say that, because I'm not interested in just letting you sit back complacently and let life happen to you, unless that's what you want to do. It's not my business. But my role is to help you to see how these even challenging transits can be catalysts for making your life better now and in the future. So if you use these fears that come up and you do something genuinely healing with them, then you can permanently benefit from the challenge that came up, instead of just having this transit be something to get through. It's just something to get through versus something you utilize to make gold out of lead, alchemy. So something else that is a longer term transit, Uranus has been moving through. Again, this is for earlier Pisces that are feeling this the most. Unless you have any other planets in Aries where Uranus could have been hitting off exactly. But Uranus has been accentuating your second house of finances. And Uranus is this shockwave kind of energy. It's just like brings sudden things and upheavals and upsets and things that come out of the blue. So when you have that happening in your financial sector, you can have major financial reversals at the drop of a dime. Like today you're like destitute and tomorrow you're rich. Or today you're rich and tomorrow you're destitute. This is like that kind of energy. It's just, you don't know what's going to happen. There's surprises. It's like a lightning bolt. So if you have had that happen to you, or you've had serious financial reversals or serious issues with money being taken or removed from your life, or money coming into your life, or both, then Uranus is one of the players here. And this is a very long-term transit. You know, wherever Uranus is in a chart, it just shows us the impermanence of things. And when we try to hold on to something, Uranus is like, ha 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 ha, you know, that's not permanent. And again, you either do your inner work so that you become a spiritual ninja, so that you gracefully handle the things that come in and come out, or you spend your whole life suffering tremendously, as every transit does whatever it's going to do, you know. So that's why I focus on inner work. So inner work is a very big topic, and you can look online to see what ways you can heal your inner issues. That's my specialty. That's what I help people do. You can go to my website, aspiritualspark.com, to see more about my personal live coaching, also to see more about my 28-day virtual coaching program, which is really awesome. It's available on a sliding scale, and it's intended to help you locate and shift these fears, these things that tend to come up over and over again whenever the planets are a little bit awry. It brings them up. So that's all intended to help you with that. And then I also have my new webinar series that is really exciting, and the first class here, and just check into the website because I'm going to keep adding more classes, but it's called Unleash Your Money Magnet. So if you've been having challenges with money and you want to have a little bit more grace there, and not give the universe any reason to give you problems if they don't need to be there, then check that out. While you're there, sign up for my free email newsletter and become part of my community. I hope you have a wonderful August, and I'll see you next month. Bye.